Good afternoon, friends and neighbors. I'm going to read something interesting to you all. Some may regard it as too political or technically economic, but I do believe it's something that's going to affect all of us in the near future. So please listen. I went to Chat GPT today and asked it the following question. Sevier and Cott counties in Tennessee are almost entirely dependent on tourism. They have recently enjoyed record years in numbers of tourists and income. Plans are being made to apply huge investments in expanding tourist infrastructure and widen highways to accommodate increased traffic. However, with unchecked global warming, the recent example of Hurricane Helene, we can expect flooding, wildfire, and lethal wet bulb events to increase. At what point can we expect the volume of tourists to reduce drastically? Here's the answer. In tourism-dependent regions like Sevier and Cott counties, climate-related disruptions could indeed become a major risk to tourist volume. While it's hard to predict an exact point, there are several general thresholds to consider that could significantly affect tourism. The increased frequency of extreme weather events. Research shows that when climate risks like floods, hurricanes, wildfires, and heat waves surpass a certain frequency, visitor numbers tend to drop. For example, a single major hurricane can impact tourism in an area for up to a year, but consistent disruptions over several years could establish a reputation that keeps tourists away permanently. Health and safety concerns. Wet bulb temperatures above 35 degrees centigrade or 95 degrees Fahrenheit can become fatal to humans within hours without cooling systems, are at a growing risk in hotter seasons. If events like this become regular, visitors may start avoiding peak summer months, leading to a seasonal drop in revenue. As an aside, can you imagine yourself sitting for hours on a hot day in traffic in Pigeon Forge? The loss of natural appeal. As climate change affects wildlife and forest cover, wildfires, invasive species, and habitat loss can transform the scenic appeal that draws tourists. A drop in biodiversity or frequent closures of natural parks and trails could reduce the area's attractiveness, affecting ecotourism particularly. Economic pressures from infrastructure damage. Widespread flooding or wildfire damage to roads, hotels, and other infrastructure could create lengthy shutdowns. Additionally, if insurance premiums rise or insurers avoid covering high-risk areas altogether, as in Florida, costs could shift to local businesses, who may pass these on to tourists, reducing overall visitor numbers. Assuming global warming continues on its current trajectory, studies suggest areas in southeast U.S. could start seeing noticeable decreases in tourism over the next 2 decades. Extreme events, especially ones impacting safety and scenery directly, would likely accelerate this time frame considerably. Therefore, diversifying the local economy now could help mitigate these risks long term, making tourism one component rather than the pillar of regional stability. And that's what ChatGPT had to say. I intend to take its words seriously. I hope you will too.